What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, we got bad news for the highly anticipated ring return of undefeated 3-division world champion, former junior welterweight undisputed world champion, and currently the WBO welterweight world champion, Terence Crawford, going into his highly anticipated ring return, as he is seen as the best pound-for-pound boxer in the world, at least top 5 best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. Definitely top 3, right? It's anticipated. Everybody wants to see when he gets back in the ring. With that said, reports surfaced that he will be gracing the squared circle with former IBF welterweight world champion, superstar, British boxer, Special K, Kell Brook, November 14th. With that said, there's some interesting things that have been taking place as far as the negotiations go. Kell Brook, promoter, longtime promoter for 9 years, MATCHROOM CEO and promoter, Eddie Hearn, was cut out of the deal. That led to no UK broadcasters, networks, or platforms willing to air this Terence Crawford Kell Brook fight November 14th in the UK. So the UK fans will not be allowed to be able to see this fight take place. They have aired, Sky Sports have aired 18 of Kell Brook's fights. And now, since Eddie Hearn was cut out and this deal was negotiated by Kell Brook and his father on their own and cut out Eddie Hearn essentially has blocked Kell Brook from being aired in the UK. That's a huge problem when it comes to Terence Crawford, because that means there's a whole country that is a boxing, probably the #1 boxing country in the world, in the UK, as far as fan support goes, not going to be able to participate and watch this fight. That hurts the bottom line of ESPN, Terence Crawford, and top-ranked CEO and promoter, legendary promoter, Bob Arum. Bob Arum and Eddie Hearn have a long-lasting feud going on. It's no coincidence that now BT Sports, who's the rival to Sky Sports, sort of like HBO and Showtime, they don't even want to participate in this Terence Crawford Kell Brook fight. And Kell Brook usually fights on their rival network of Sky Sports. But he taken this and petitioned BT to try to air the fight, and BT is saying no. And this is all due to Eddie Hearn. Now, they won't directly say it, but Eddie Hearn's involvement has been cut. Eddie Hearn is the big fish in the UK. Eddie Hearn carries weight in the UK. Eddie Hearn can put on big fights in the UK. So if Eddie Hearn goes to BT Sky Sports and you have Joshua and Billy Joe Saunders and big names that are still very relevant in the sport of boxing, see, Kell Brook is on the backside of his career. He's not as relevant as these guys. Nowhere near as relevant as Anthony Joshua, Billy Joe Saunders, Dillian White. The list goes on as far as the fighters in the UK goes for Eddie Hearn. And so Eddie Hearn has dropped his anchor. Said, okay, you want to cut me out the deal, then we won't have any involvement at all whatsoever in this fight. And that has angered Kell Brook, who's very upset. Not to mention his longtime trainer, Dominic Ingle, has also pulled out and removed his services from the fight, citing that this deal got done pretty much, what he's saying, too shabby, too quick. And it's not giving him enough time to train Kell Brook, only giving him 6 weeks. He doesn't want to participate in it. He don't want no parts in it. So all the backing that Kell Brook had, all the following, is rendered useless now to Terence Crawford. Part of the reason why Terence Crawford, Bob Arum, ESPN were interested in Kell Brook is because of the following that he brings along with him. That has all been rendered useless now. He has no UK platform to back him. The fans won't be able to allow to tune in to back him. Eddie Hearn is not going to be backing him and promoting the fight. He doesn't have a trainer to train him. So now he's going to be seeking and searching for a trainer with only 5 weeks, because now he has a week, this current week, to look for a trainer, to search for a trainer. Doesn't even have a trainer to train him for this fight and help prepare him. So he's going to have a trainer come in with 5 weeks to train him and prepare for arguably the best fighter in the world, with no promotion, no backing, no fan support. Now, the fans will support Kell Brook, but if they don't have an avenue to get to watch the fight, how can they support him? They don't have ESPN in the UK. They have SKYSPORTS and BT Sports, and now that has been removed from them. So the fans, even if they wanted to show their support, they can't do that, because Eddie Hearn has now drew a line in the sand and said, okay, you want to block me out? You're not just blocking me out, but I can show my weight. And he's pulled back the entire country from Kell Brook and left Kell Brook on the island to fend for himself, as he did with negotiations cutting Eddie Hearn out. Dealing with Bob Arum, who Bob Arum we already know is not too fond of Eddie Hearn. Doesn't like to do business with Eddie Hearn. Doesn't think Eddie Hearn is a smart businessman. Doesn't think he knows the game of boxing. Don't think he's a good promoter. He lets it be known every chance he gets. So Eddie Hearn, not only Eddie Hearn is doing it with Kell Brook, but Eddie Hearn said, okay, I'll make sure my country doesn't even back the highly anticipated unification showdown between 3-division world champion, current lightweight unified world champion Vasily High-Tech Lomachenko, and undefeated IBF lightweight world champion superstar boxer Teofimo Lopez. BT Sports, Sky Sports will have no involvement in that fight either. Thus the reason why Bob Arum was furious, saying that this is ridiculous that they don't want to have no involvement. This is Eddie Hearn showing his weight. This is Eddie Hearn showing just how much pull he has in the UK. This is Eddie Hearn showing that he is indeed the big fish in the UK. And once again, see, Vasily Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez has so much buzz that it's still going to do well. Terence Crawford, on the other hand, against Kell Brook, is not going to have the same buzz. Or should I say, well, doesn't have the same buzz. It's not as big of a fight as Vasily Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez. Not enough interest, intrigue, and curiosity for Kell Brook and Terence Crawford as it is for Teofimo Lopez and Vasily Lomachenko. When it comes to Terence Crawford, Kell Brook, you pretty much know how the ending is going to be. You saw this movie before. We saw Kell Brook get stopped before. Kell Brook had 2 injured eyes. Kell Brook moved up to 154, hasn't campaigned at 147, citing that he struggles to make that weight. Last time he fought there was when he was defeated by Errol the True Spence Jr., undefeated WBC, IBF, welterweight world champion superstar boxer back in 2017. And he cited, if Errol Spence gives me a rematch at 154, I'll beat him. So he's claiming that that weight was the reason why he lost his last fight at 147 to begin with. Now he's going to go back to 147, void a trainer, void a promoter, void his country's backing and support. And he's going to comfortably make that weight in 6 to 5 weeks of a training camp, and comfortably make it without weight draining himself, depleting his muscle. So, yeah, there's not as much curiosity because the fans are like, we've seen this movie before. We pretty much know the outcome of this movie. and they're not going to want to invest in it like they will Teofimo Lopez, Vasil Lomachenko. And so without any support, without any promotion in the UK, this fight is set up for failure. Once again, we have the best, or definitely top 3 best fighters in the world who's not getting the promotion that he deserves. This is what legendary, retired, undefeated 50-0, the man known as Floyd Money Mayweather, was just saying last week when he said that Terence Crawford is being promoted badly and should be a much bigger star than he is. Well, once again, it proves to be true. Because now we have another situation where Eddie Hearn has dropped the anchor and retreated all the support from the UK. And I'll say this again, probably the biggest boxing supporting country there is. Definitely top 2, top 3. The UK supports the sport of boxing and views the sport of boxing far greater than the United States does. When you subtract the UK, that is going to hurt this fight, especially when you're involving a UK fighter in Kell Brook. That's the whole selling point, to have the UK backing Kell Brook and the support from SKYSPORTS and BT Sports. And they're citing now that because they have so much of a busy schedule and they're tied up with so many big different fights, they just don't have the time or the space to support Kell Brook. But we know this all has to do with Eddie Hearn and his lack of involvement in the negotiations with this fight. So I'm sure Bob Arum did not want to deal with Eddie Hearn. So they said that Bob Arum directly contacted Kell Brook and his father, his immediate team, and they did business and completely cut out Eddie Hearn. Because Bob Arum, as I stated, doesn't truly want to be in the presence of Eddie Hearn, definitely doesn't want to do business, and doesn't think that Eddie Hearn is a good promoter. So you can see that Eddie Hearn at this point in time is offended that Kell Brook moved forward after Eddie Hearn supported him and moved on without him, negotiated a fight, but then on the back end asked Eddie Hearn to promote him in the UK to shed light on his fight with Terence Crawford. It's a massive fight for Kell Brook. This is the 3rd biggest fight, and this might be the most important fight of Kell Brook's career. Gennady Golovkin and Errol Spence was the 2 other big fights. At this point in time, this is make him or break him fight. This is the fight where he could get back into the top upper echelon, the welterweight division, the boxing world, have a big upset, cause some waves, make headlines again, put himself back in the forefront of the sport of boxing, or his career is going to completely go off the deep end. So this is arguably the biggest fight in Kell Brook's career, and he's not going to have his country backing him. He's not going to have his normal promoter nor his trainer backing him. And the worst part about this all is for Terence Crawford is the whole reason for fighting Kell Brook is not just because he's a name, but because he has a country behind him. And now he's not going to have that support. And once again, Terence Crawford is in a lose-lose situation. So let's see how this all plays out. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notification. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Raw. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.